Hey guys, it's Genesis Rally, the podcast. This is episode, Nick, 4. Episode 4. I almost said 3. Episode 4. We just did one last night, and we talked about some funny stuff. Drake's being called out, and he's receiving hate mail at this point about his car. And we've got some fun stuff to talk about tonight, too. Nick's here with me, obviously. And tonight we are joined by El Capitan of Rally Team Jam, now rolling 4 deep, Kevin. So Kev has, in a way, he could be like a reverse pace car if we put him in the back, because if you go slow in front of Kevin, he's just going to climb right over you in his massive Ram.
It'd be like the tractor scene in Cars.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be just like that. So we'll get to that stuff here in just a second. But if you're listening to this right now, it is Friday night. It's getting late. We're coming up on 9 o'clock when we're recording this. So by the time you hear this, you are probably going to be 24 hours or less from registration closing for the Speedway Boomerang. That sucks. But what's awesome is we are also, by the time you listen to this, 7 days away from the Speedway Boomerang. And we are pumped about it.
Yeah,
so,
coming up really quick. And the closer we get, I mean, look, you and I, it's our company, and like we're putting this thing on. But, I mean, we are super excited just to do this ourselves. I mean, this is something that we've wanted to do personally for a long time. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. Nick, why don't you walk us through it real quick? If you haven't signed up yet, you sign up, you register for the Speedway Boomerang, you fast forward a week, you wake up, it is November 17th. It's a beautiful Saturday. Nick, what are we doing?
What we're going to do is we're going to meet at Puster's over in Ponte Vedra at 11 o'clock is when it officially kicks off, but we'll be there a little early. So come on by and you'll check in. You'll have to sign waivers and all that stuff, but you'll get your rally kit, which comes packed full of, right now it's valued at $200 worth of stuff just included in the rally kit alone. It also comes with your wristband, which is your ticket to get into everything. But at Puster's, you're going to get lunch. You're going to get some soda or water. It's all on us. No alcohol.
Tea is included.
Tea is included. And then we're going to do a quick driver meeting, and we're going to hit the road. We're going to rally down to Daytona. At Daytona, we're going to do a 90-minute private tour because the size of our group gets us a private tour. So there's going to be no strangers, just friends on this one. And that's going to see all these different parts of the track that normally are not available to people, regular pedestrians, if you will, just to go see. We're going to see the pits. We're going to see some of the new construction they've done. We're going to see all kinds of stuff. It's going to end up in the Motorsports Hall of Fame. And quick note on that, the Motorsports Hall of Fame will actually be closing as we get there. So basically, it's going to be our group alone in the Motorsports Hall of Fame. They're going to keep it open for us as long as we need to be in there, as long as we want to be in there.
What's cool also, so we get to go to Winner's Circle and take a picture in there.
Yeah.
And we made a joke in the very first podcast episode. Kevin, I don't know if you heard it or not, but when we were setting this up and scheduling it, we were like, we have to take an awesome picture. And so we were just kind of like pushing the envelope. What can we get away with here when we're talking Daytona? What can we ask? And so we were like, everyone needs to get a picture of their car in the Winner's Circle.
Yeah, we tried.
That's not a thing.
No,
that's not a thing.
The only cars that go in Winner's Circle are cars that have won a race on Daytona.
They won't even let like staff with like golf carts go in there. Like if it's got 4 wheels, you don't go in there unless there's champagne being poured. So, but the cool thing is we will get to go in there and we will get to take a picture in there. And so it sucks that it's so locked up tight. No one can get in there, but that's also what makes it cool that we're going to get to go in there. So we'll get to go to Winner's Circle and even the driver's meeting room where they have their meeting. We're going to have a driver's meeting in the morning, but we're going to see where the real guys have their driver's meetings before the big races down there too. So that's going to be cool stuff. I kind of stepped on you there, Nick, but
that's all good.
What are we doing?
And then after the tour, we're going to go get in our cars. We're going to go under the track through one of the turns and one of the tunnels. We're going to go into the infield for another driver's meeting, and this is going to be held by somebody from the Daytona International Speedway. And it's going to be the do's and don'ts of what we're going to do. And then we hit the track in our cars. And for those of you who didn't hear our podcast, the episode 3, John came to the realization that the time change hit, and it's going to be dark at 5:30, which is when our track time is supposed to start.
It's going to be awesome.
that can only mean one thing, and that's that they're going to have the lights on. So we're going to be on the track at Daytona under the lights, which is just incredible. So we're going to do 3 parade laps there. When that's over, we're going to hit the road.
That's going to include the infield course, which is awesome.
We're
Kev, you'll roll the truck there 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, right over those rumble strips.
Yeah.
So it's 3.56 miles total. We're not going to be able to go on the embanked turns. Everyone wants to, but none of us have a NASCAR license or whatever you would need to do it. They're just not going to allow us. But we are going to be up on the tri-oval. We are going to cross the start-finish line. Daytona does have someone there who's going to be taking pictures of your car or truck crossing the start-finish line. Those are available for purchase if you want them at the track. It's like $8, I think, from their photographer. But it's going to be awesome. So from there, we rally back up to Aroma's Cigars over on South Side up here in Jacksonville. And everyone who participates in the rally gets a free cigar at Aroma's. And they're going to stage our cars outside along South Side around the building. There's going to be extra security. We're going to have the after party and raffles. We've got some really cool raffle prizes. And if you're a cigar smoker, one of those things is a 3-month membership to Club Robusto at Aroma's. And that is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we're actually gonna post about that on social media here in just a minute. But the note on extra security outside, right, so no one's messing with the vehicles. Extra security inside, so no one's messing with you. Right. And when you go to Aroma's, it's like a cigar lounge. So you walk in, and there's like a big open lounge area to the left, and there's like an ice bar and a tap room there on the right. There's the walk-in humidor in front of you. That's where you go get your cigars and all that. But then there's this frosted glass door in the back that says Club Robusto. You got to have an electronic little key fob to get in. But once you go through those doors and you get back there, overstuffed leather chairs, giant 70-inch TVs, another private bar back there. And like when you go to a nice restaurant, there's like wine lockers. There's humidor lockers. You could have your own freaking cigar locker there. At Aroma's. It's awesome. They know how to treat you. It's top notch. And someone that night, if you are a cigar smoker, this will fire you up. Will get a 3-month membership to the private lounge there. You get discounts on your drinks, discounts on your cigars. And again, it's a private bar, members only. It's like the VIP of VIP. So that's going to be really cool. But like he was saying, tons of other cool prizes. Stuff for the cars, tire stickers. We're working on stuff with 201 wraps right now. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff up for grabs. So that is the Speedway Boomerang. What else, Nick? You're going to say something else?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can only register through tomorrow, which is Saturday the 10th. And if you want to do it, just go to genesisrally.com. All the information that we just talked about and then some is there listed right on the site. You can buy it right there on the site or just hit us up on Facebook. Just search Genesis Rally Official. That's us on Facebook, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you got.
Absolutely. And on Instagram, at Genesis Rally. So that being said, if you are part of this and you've been following it on Facebook and you've been following it on Instagram, it's heating up a little bit. A little bit of friendly fire going on. Again, we got Kevin here with us, and he is captain of Rally Team Jam. And here's how it all started, okay? As people were signing up and jumping in, we were like, you got to pick a rally name, a team name. And so we're like, hey, here's team such and such. Hey, here's team such and such. Put a picture of the car. We're kind of shouting people out, getting everybody excited. So we had this Go Green Scat Pack jump in, and he's like, Team Crockerdoc. We were like, well, there it is. Well, the next day, son of a bitch, here comes a white Corvette, Team Crockerdoc. So I reach out to the guy. I'm like, wait a minute. He's like, oh, yeah. Me and Charles, we're together. I was like, oh, my God. So we posted. We were like, Crockerdocs rolling too deep. Well, all of a sudden, here come the Mopars. It's like waking a sleeping giant. So Jam topples Crockerdoc 3-2. And Kevin gets on there, and he's like, where you at? Like, let's go. Come and get it. Like, here we are. And I talked to Crockerdoc, Charles, the next day, and I'm like, what's going on, man? He's like, I may have something up my sleeve. I was like, okay. That night, number 4 jumps in for Jam. So we haven't seen a response from Crockerdoc yet. And here now to set the record straight and talk a little bit of trash with us is Kevin from Team Jam.
What's up, guys? How you doing, John? How you doing, Nick?
What's going on, man?
Thanks for taking the time to join us here on the podcast.
Yeah, man, I've enjoyed him so far. So I said, heck, I need to get in on this.
So we've been joking around. People have been sending us emails, and Kev, I shit you not, they're like, hey, really cool rally, really love the idea, love what you guys are doing. Not sure if my car counts. Do I qualify? Yeah, sure. What kind of vehicle you have? Corvette Grand Sport. Yeah, you're good. You qualify. And another guy emailed Nick, and he's like, I got a BMW 650i. Am I good? Yes, you're good. Yeah. And man, you're a great example of that too. So tell us about the truck. What year and what model?
All right, it's just a 2017 Ram 1500. It's got a 4-inch suspension lift on it. I'm running 37 1250 tires. Really, it's a stock truck other than that, and the exhaust, which John remembers we put on at a car show.
Oh my God.
You were with us.
I forgot about that. So we're at a car show for it's like a charity car show, I think, for a church.
Dinsmore Baptist Church, the Cruising Kids show. It's kind of one of our normal shows to go to. We usually show up pretty big for that one.
Yeah, Cruising for Kids. That's right, at the Dinsmore Baptist Church. So this was my first event with Jam. That's what it was. I'll never forget this. Jam is Jacksonville area Mopar. Kevin is the president of that car club here in town. It's awesome. It's family for sure. And if you've got a Mopar of any sort, any year, new or old, man, you're missing out because this is a great group. But Nick, I don't think I've even told you this story, Nick. We're at the car show, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, where the hell is Kevin? So all of a sudden, I think it was Marty. He's like, oh, he's over by the truck. Well, I go over there, and Nick, sticking out from underneath Kevin's Ram is his boots. Remember in Wizard of Oz when the house fell on the witch? It looked like a ram fell on Kev. I just see his boots and his jeans sticking out from underneath the truck. And I go, Kev, the hell are you doing, man? And I just hear from under the truck, I'm working on the exhaust. I said, are you really doing this right now? He goes, what do you mean doing? And all of a sudden, here come freaking straight pipes thrown out from underneath his truck, and I just hear the wrench going underneath. Nick, he took his exhaust off and swapped it out right there at the show on the spot.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, what else are you going to do on a Saturday at a show, you know? I mean, it was a gorgeous day, and I had some help and brought the tools, and we did it right there.
I'm with you. What else could you possibly do?
Right? And I also remember from that day, John.
Oh, boy.
Somebody had his key in his pocket.
There was a lot of pollen that day.
There was a lot of pollen that day, and then somebody hit the panic button on his keys in his car.
I was leaning against the car, wiping the pollen off of it because the show was about to start, and all of a sudden, burr, burr, burr. And Nick, I started looking around. I thought, that ain't mine. And I started, it's going off next to my hip, and I'm looking around like, that's not mine. Who's the jackass? And Kevin cups his mouth and yells from across the field, must be that new guy. I was like, oh, no.
I have heard that part of the story before. It never gets old, though.
No, it doesn't. It's a good. So there for probably a month and a half or so, John was the new guy.
The new guy.
He was always coming up to me and saying, hey, didn't we get a new member? It doesn't matter, John. You're still a new guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the new guy even 20 members later.
Right.
Anyways, Kev, you and I got a good relationship. We have a lot of fun, man. So Kevin signs up for the rally, and I was like, you bringing your wife's dart? No, I'm going to bring the truck. So awesome. I said, why the hell are you going to do that? To be different. So shit, checking that box. He is different. He brought the truck.
You know, it's always been kind of an outside thing with me. I've always been a truck guy. Doesn't matter what it is. So when it was the opportunity, when you came to me months ago and had this idea, I think it made you and Nick were just in the premature stages, just kind of talking about it, seeing if you'd be interested in it. And of course, I'm all for it because the way you're talking, you know, you've got all these other rallies with these, you know, Lamborghinis and Porsches, stuff that I'll never be able to acquire in my lifetime unless I get, you know, the Powerball or something. So, you know, and then you say, no, we're going to keep it, you know, budget wise, you know, kind of keep it, you know, a little more accessible to the working man. And I was like, hell yeah, man, I'm all about that. So what else? I mean, what else shows that, you know, anybody can get in there, but a 4-door truck.
That's true.
I I mean, if you're going to show, budget wise, that's what it, to me is, get in there, be different. Everybody's got a Challenger, not to knock any of those guys or anything, because those are awesome cars and equals.
Those Charger pricks, I swear to God.
Don't they know how heavy those things are?
Oh, yeah. They are heavy and slow, those Chargers.
Yeah, Kevin, and it's part of the thing, too. It's like, John and I have talked about it a couple times on this podcast. We've alluded to it in posts on Facebook and Instagram, too. But it's like, those kinds of cars are welcome, for sure. I mean, they're definitely welcome. We've got Vipers in this. We've got AMGs in this. We don't have any Lamborghinis, but if one wanted to come out, by all means, come on out. But at the same time,
we will allow it.
Yeah, we'll allow it for sure.
If you've got nothing else.
Yeah, but this is for everybody. And we've got a ton of Chargers, a ton of Challengers. We've got Corvettes, but we've got a Turbo Dart,
right?
And we've got a big lift,
which by the way, we have all been promised will be spitting flames tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what he said. I saw the picture too. He's got the new exhaust pieces in. He says,
Brody himself will be lighting everyone's cigars and aromas.
I told him he needed to put a caution sticker by the tailpipes, and he goes negative. So
yeah.
He'll be burning some ankles for sure.
Yeah. With these other rallies, I mean, they're so cool and everyone wants to do them. And I've got nothing bad to say about any of these other rally companies out there. And there's a dozen of them out there, but they're so expensive. And I get it's like, well, it's the elite experience and the elite parties and the elite hotels and the elite cars. Yeah, great. So if you don't have an elite bank account, you can't be passionate and enthusiastic about cars. So we wanted to do this. That's how it all started. It's not about we're excluding the Lamborghini crowd. We're doing that. You go to Cars and Coffee and there's 5 or 6 of those parked, but there's 200 or 300 other really badass cars that you walk past to go see those. There's a lot of passionate car drivers out there, and we should be able to have some fun too. But
yeah, for sure.
But the competition was heating up a little bit with Crocker Dock, and now we're rolling 4 deep with Jam, and maybe more before registration closes. We're all going to go to Cars and Coffee together tomorrow, and we're going to have a little meeting tomorrow night to talk about something other cool you got coming up. You want to talk about it a little bit, or not yet?
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. Don't have a lot of information yet. We're still in the planning stages, but we're Jam, Jackson Larry Mopars, is planning on doing a poker run. Like I said, we don't have a date yet. Locations haven't been set. It's kind of hard to plan anything. We don't have a concrete date on when the event's going to happen. A lot of the people that donate to stuff.
No set date, no set location, but participants, possibly you.
Welcome. It'll cars, trucks, anything. We're kind of leaning towards the charity being Home for Our Troops, which builds homes for wounded veterans coming back from their hospital stays after being deployed and all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Kind of giving back to the community, especially here in Jacksonville with such a strong military town that we are, between Kings Bay, NAS Jax, Mayport, and the Blunt Island Marine Corps base. We're probably one of the most strategic military on the East Coast, other than up in Norfolk around DC or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely want to support those guys and girls who put it out there for us. Let's just do these rallies and all these other cool car events that we get to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So again, I mean, like I said, no planned date. Locations haven't been set yet. We're all still in the works, but we are going to do it. And when we do, we'll let you guys know. That way you can put it on the Genesis Rally page, and we can get a bunch of money raised for them.
We absolutely will. And a poker run, if you haven't done one, it's a rally. It's a one-day rally, man. You're going, rather than point A to point B, you're going to 5 different points. And I've never done one before. I've always wanted to. I'm not very good at poker, and so this is the way I can somewhat have a chance at poker, because you go to 5 different spots, right? 5 cards in a hand of poker, right?
Yes.
You go to 5 different spots, and at every spot you pull a card at random, and that's your card. Go to the next spot, and there it is. And so throughout the day on this rally, and you hitting all these stops, you're getting your poker hand. And then at the end, it's at random. Whoever has the best hand wins, and there's some prizes, but it's all for charity, and it's awesome. So if you're listening to this, if you drive a Mopar, it doesn't matter if it's a damn Hellcat, if it's a Chrysler 300, if it's a Jeep, if it's a truck,
if it's a 1986 Dodge Charger Daytona with a 22 turbo in it, you guys are welcome.
Yeah. And so definitely check out the page. It's Jacksonville Area Mopars on Facebook. And again, how many members? You got 450 something.
I looked and it said we had 500 members.
500.
And that's also including Jam. It's more than just Jacksonville. We have family members. We call them family members. We have them in Tennessee, North Carolina, all over the place. So they're all in on this too. So they see all this stuff and Tampa. I mean, all over the place. So it's not just we're based in Jacksonville, but we're spread out.
Yeah. One thing that was really cool about Jam, it appealed to me. A lot of these car clubs, they all mean well and they're all a good time, but some of them are a little demanding. If you gotta earn your stripes in the club, or if you miss an event, that's a strike against your name or whatever. They just kind of expect you to be there, which obviously you want an active club. That's why you join a club. But with Jacksonville Area Mopar, when I started checking out Jam, there was like, this is gonna sound funny, but no requirements. Like every week, Kevin, the president, he'll just post, here's the car shows going on. Which one do you guys want to do? No car shows going on this week, but here, we're going to meet up this week at this spot. And if you can make it, you make it. And if you can't, you can't. You catch the next one. It's just when you get there, I don't think I have ever seen an event where I haven't seen a new face, because it is structured the way it is. At any given event, even though you don't have to be there, you'll have 15 to 30 cars show up at any given event, and it seems like you're seeing new people every time, but you've all got that one thing in common. Everyone gets along, and it really is. Kev, you call it your jamily.
Yes, absolutely.
And it really is. There's not a single person that we don't get along with in that group other than Drake, because he's always trying to run people with his nitrous. But there's not a single bad egg in that bunch, and it's awesome. So if you have a Mopar, you're in the area, check out Jacksonville Area Mopar, because it's pretty cool when you're riding into a car show and you look in front of you and there's a dozen cars, and you look in your rearview mirror and there's a dozen more, and you're all driving in together. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. It's really cool. And, family, it is a family. Once you come to a meeting, or a car meet or a car show, you automatically, you talk to John. Hell, your wife and your daughter Olivia is the cutest thing in the world. And so it's
thank you.
Yeah, it becomes a family. I mean, my daughter's grown up in this club, and it's funny because a lot of the members have pictures of all the kids hanging out, heck, 10 years ago when they were 8 years old or whatever, and now we've got one that's going off to college, and my daughter's a sophomore in high school, and it's like, wow, you look back over this, and they've grown up in this club. So my point is that one day I'm going to leave this to my daughter. And I want her to have this club, and then it go back this far, and she grew up in it. So I want to leave it to all the kids in the group and let them continue on the lesson.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's everything we wanted to kind of cover tonight. We talked about some badass prizes, again, that are going to be going down at Aromas. We talked about everything about the Speedway Boomerang. If you have questions, hit us up on the Facebook page, shoot us a message, or Instagram. Again, I've said it before, if you're following the Instagram but maybe not the Facebook or vice versa, make sure you go follow them and stay up to date on everything. Less than 24 hours, we have to close registration for the Speedway Boomerang at midnight on Saturday. I guess it would be midnight on Sunday, technically. Really late Saturday night, super late Saturday night, we'll say that. Again, as far as any questions, let us know. And Speedway Boomerang shirts are still available. They're still around, but at this point, we're only a week out, which is awesome. So just double check before you get a Boomerang shirt. Make sure that it gets shipped in time. Then they get a little backed up, and it's just a week away and everything. But thanks for listening to the Speedway Boomerang podcast, episode 4. Kev from Team Jam and from Jacksonville Area Mopars, the club, thank you for joining us. We'll have to do it again.
Yes, sir, absolutely, anytime.
And we'll update everyone on the poker run you got coming up and everything. We'll make sure